obviously, one of the big movies of the summer is Toy Story 5. That's
Yeah.
right. And I thought it might be fun to read because Toy Story is my favorite animated movie franchise of all time. And, my sister loves Disney and
Hmm.
gets on edge whenever I might criticize it.
Yeah.
So I did get a few texts I got, and she was in Ohio. Otherwise, she would have seen it with me. But the
Yeah.
weekend it came out, this is the message I got. Oh my God, today's the day, isn't it? I'm on edge. And I sent her a little image of Buzz, in Toy Story 3 where they're in the incinerator and Buzz
Right.
reaches out to Woody like, this might be it, man. That was what I sent her
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I said we're going to the 22025 show, and this is what she sent me. The first thing you do when the credits roll is send me a thought. I am on edge. I can't gauge it like when I sit next to you. The eye rolls, the huffing, the thrown head back, all pretty telling.
Yeah.
So I went and look, I was scared too. Like,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, the Disney castle at the beginning of the credits, I could feel my hands were sweating. I was like, oh boy, please don't suck. You know what? I'd been saying up until it came out, I only had one request from this movie. And maybe it's a different request because, I grew up watching the first movie over and over on VHS.
Yeah.
My one request was once the credits roll, my one request is I want to have the feeling like I want to watch this movie again.
Hmm.
I don't want it to be like Toy Story 4 where I was like I never want to see that thing again. That was
Yeah.
my one request was make me want to regularly revisit this movie.
Hmm.
So, went to go see it and I got to say Toy Story 5 is really really good. I was very impressed with Toy Story 5. Like I said, I did out of theater reaction for it too, which you can find on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It does a really good job of building a story around Jessie, which makes this really feel like a sequel to Toy Story 2. And while the fear of technology, because they had Lily Pad, that was kind of what the movie was advertised as. By the way, I really enjoy the movie. I still don't think those trailers were very good.
Yeah.
Like, but but while the fear of technology is the setup for the story, really, the true heart of this story is the toys trying to make friends for Bonnie. That's really what this movie is about. And so I was just like, we're introducing technology. How are we going to wrap this up? They did find a way to make it really, even though we're about technology, it really is a timeless story of trying to make friends. And again, that still keeps with the franchise's theme because, the first movie was all about the friendship between Woody and Buzz and Woody and Andy, so it still keeps with the theme.
Yeah.
And while Jessie is the main focus, and by the way, in context of the movie, it does make sense why Jessie is the main focus. Because when you think about it, Jessie has had to go through losing Emily, losing Andy, and now the fear of losing Bonnie. And there's that fear of, is it me? Am I just a bad toy? So that makes it really, it benefited from having Jessie as the main focus. But there is still a lot of Woody and Buzz in this movie. Once again, proving that they are such a great duo. I do like how, because it seemed like in 2 and 3 they split them up, where they had different plots. I did like how in this one they kept them more together. So it just was a reminder of how great they are as a duo. But I will say one criticism is that Buzz gets jealous of Woody because when Jessie is having the trouble with Lily Pad, she calls Woody. And that kind of felt a little forced. Like, really? But, yeah, I mean, it did lead to some gags, but it did feel a little forced. But that's only a little bit. So the new characters have comedy that mostly works. Like you had Conan O'Brien's Smarty Pants, Craig Robinson as the Atlas, and there's a little camera. Those characters, most of their comedy works, but they are kind of forgettable compared to like Mr. Potato Head or Rex. I will say the second act does feel a little bit dragged out. Like that's really where it feels dragged down. Some of the humor from the new characters is a mixed bag, but man, where this movie really hits is in its third act. Like that is when you're like, oh yeah, this is peak Toy Story. Because you have a moment in there. Well, once again, in the third act, there's a heartfelt moment that if it doesn't get to you, if you don't feel anything, I'm telling you, you have no soul. Because it will definitely hit you right in the feels. And there is a very exciting climax for the movie. I won't say what it is, but in the trailers, I don't know if you watch the trailers a lot, but there's a scene where Woody says, "No way." And I kept thinking, what is he saying no way to? Well, no way was pretty impressive. I gotta say, that no way that was deserved. That was a very impressive thing that they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I also should bring up, I did like the movie better a second time more than the first time. Because, like, I think the first time I would give it, like, an 8.5 out of 10. Versus on rewatch, I would bump it up to a 9 out of 10. And one thing is that there is a subplot that feels so unrelated that you're like, where are we going with this? But then once you get to that third act and you see what's been building towards, you're like, oh, that's what this is for. Okay.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not on the level of perfection of the trilogy, but it is still a really good movie. And now that it's been told, this feels like an essential needed part of the series. And it feels really like this was really a story that needed to be told for Jessie. And the franchise is better for it now existing. And I will also say, because obviously one question is, does this wrap it up? Does this make it feel like it's wrapped up perfectly? But, like, this movie doesn't try to feel like a finale like 3 or 4 did, which I do appreciate, because if this had been another, all right, guys, this time we mean it, we're really done, that would make it feel tiring. Yeah. This feels more like Toy Story 2, like, all right, we told another story. It doesn't feel like, oh my god, this is the culmination of the series. And I do appreciate that. It was like, we had the trilogy. Here's an extra story that we feel needed to be told. And look, I'm sure there's going to be a Toy Story 6, because any day this thing is going to hit 1 billion. And, great. But I do remember thinking, if something happened where they decide this is the last one, I would be fine with that. Versus if we had kept it at number 4, that would have really bothered me.
Yeah.
So, overall, summer 2025, the day Toy Story, the summer Toy Story was redeemed.
Yes.
And it's really great to see these characters back on the big screen, celebrated the way they deserve to be celebrated. And yeah, I'm very happy with Toy Story 5. Definitely going to be in my top 3 best movies of the year at the end of the year.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know if you had heard anything about Toy Story 5 or...
Not a lot. I gotta say, going into this year, didn't necessarily expect this. Didn't seem like your hopes.
Neither.
Didn't seem like your hopes were high, but glad to hear it's good.
Oh yes. Yes. So are you curious about 5, or are you just like, well, I feel satisfied with the trilogy?
I'm definitely curious about it. I am definitely considering seeing it. I mean, especially you've piqued my curiosity with this big moment that happens, but yeah, there's a curiosity.
You know what you should watch on Disney Plus? It's the
what?
funniest Toy Story story ever told. It's a short they did before the Muppets movie. It's called Small Fry. It's like it involves like a fast food version of Buzz.
Oh,
It's on Disney Plus. It is worth checking out because it is like the funniest Toy Story story ever told.
okay.
It's awesome.
Cool.